Hi, I'm Smythe from Belle Property, and I thought as we approach the winter holidays, it might be good to give you a bit of an update in terms of what's happening here in real estate on the lower North Shore. Obviously, over the last couple of months, there's been a lot of changes. The market, as we know, has definitely come back. It was obviously overinflated, but we've definitely seen a correction, I think, of around 10%, generally speaking, across the lower North Shore. And there's probably pockets in Sydney that have actually exceeded that in terms of some corrections. I think as we head into winter, I think the property market's going to be quite dormant. And the main reason for that is I just think there's going to be a huge exodus of people leaving Sydney to enjoy those holidays that are delayed for so long. As we saw over the Easter break and the long weekend, Sydney Airport was absolutely crazy with people and spilling out onto the street. So I think that'll actually happen again coming to the July holidays, where everyone's going to escape Sydney for sun over in Europe or in Fiji, or even go skiing. So that'll mean that the property market is going to be quite dormant, I think, this July, but I suspect the market will then pick up quite quickly sort of heading into spring. I think what's going to happen with interest rates, as we've seen, there was already a major correction of 0.5 percentage points just in early June. I think there'll be another big jump like that sort of either July or August. And the main reason for that is they're talking about inflation. It may be hitting even as high as 7% sort of later in the year. And obviously that's completely unsustainable, and the government and the RBA have to take action to curb that, because that is outpacing wages growth, which is obviously completely uneconomical for a sustainable economy. So I think at the moment all those things will play their course. I think what does that mean then from a real estate point of view? I think that as we head into the second half of the year, there's no doubt the market will probably be flat. There may even be a slight correction in that time. I think it'll be a bit too paced. So I think houses and properties that have got a backyard, like a semi, potentially even a townhome, I think those properties will hold their value a lot better in that time. I think, those properties that might be more investor grade, might be more, I guess attractive to exact couples. They could be 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom apartments. I can see that sort of end of the market potentially softening a little bit further. But look, as I always say to buyers when the market corrects, you're always welcome to wait another, 6 months, 12 months. You might save 5%, you might save 10%. But at the end of the day, will the property be there that you love? So what's the point in saving money and living in a place you don't like as much? So I think that's just going to come down to each individual buyer. But I think, properties like this with a great view of Sydney Harbour, irrespective of whether they're a 1-bed, 2-bed, 3-bed, semi-house, otherwise, they're all going to always hold their value. So I think that's, encouraging for any owners that have got properties that have got a point of difference, that the market should be very stable heading into spring. But I think overall, I think that hopefully gives you a bit of a feel for how I think the market will play out. And I do think it'll be a bit too paced. I do think there's going to be some good buying opportunities, but I also think that overall that, the economy is just going through a natural correction, and it should be fairly stable overall from a property point of view for the second half of the year here on the lower North Shore. If you've got any questions, just give me a call anytime.